Over half of Americans earning a six-figure salary report that they're actually living paycheck to paycheck, paycheck to paycheck, paycheck to paycheck, paycheck to paycheck.
Going on YouTube. In this video today, I'm going to be explaining why so many people are not going to reach their goals of reaching six figures or more. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining why exactly and what they're doing wrong and what you can do to make it right. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so one thing that people do is they do not do their career research, okay? Prior to this, prior to going to college, not a lot of them look at how much money you're going to be making every month and how much money that is going to have to be taken away in either taxes or eaten up for a home mortgage cost, etc. A lot of people go to college and they think what's going to make me happiest as an adult when they really don't even know what's going to make them happy as an adult. You go through so many changes during college that, you know, how could you possibly know what would make you happy as an adult? I made this mistake as well. I went to school for athletic training, went through 4 years, hated it, and now I'm in sales. So do the career research at a younger age. Even if you're already graduated college, pull up Google. Anyone can pull up Google and go ahead and research what jobs make 100K with a degree, without a degree, etc. And that's going to give you a good pool to choose from. And the jobs that have that without a degree, build up your skills and work for it. It's that simple. But people don't do the career research. They're too lazy to do it. And then they get very comfortable with what they're making and their lifestyle now. Don't be comfortable. Go out there and get after it. Another huge reason why people are not making six figures is that they don't persevere through the job hunt. Okay, a lot of people will sit there, they'll get one job on LinkedIn, they'll get it. It might be a little bit under what they want, but they're still going to take it because it's security. You know, it's backing them. It's a paycheck. Oh, I can pay my mortgage with that, and that's it. Most people are not going to persevere. They're not going to, you know, get an offer from that company, then go to another company and be like, hey, I have this offer. I can do this work for them, but I can do it better for you. What can you do with pricing? Okay, a lot of people aren't going to do that. They're just going to accept what they can get at one company. Meanwhile, they could have gone to another company, had that counter offer, had that leverage now, because now you've already been offered at another company, and tell them to, you know, either give you a raise or start you at, you know, a different salary altogether. That would be more beneficial to you. All right, many people don't do that. All right, like, this is almost getting back to the first point. Don't be complacent. Okay, complacency is not going to get you where you want to go, either goal wise or money wise. Okay, keep in mind your leverage. There are a lot of companies hiring right now. Okay, a lot of companies hiring means that there's going to be a lot of competition. This is especially going to be true in sales roles, okay? If you have one company where you can sell X item, and then you can go for another company, you know, take all your accounts, go to them. Usually they're going to pay you higher for it because they're going to hire someone straight out of the gate that already has business associated with them, and it's going to be something that they can transfer from X to Y, so they're going to pay you more to do so than a normal, you know, a normal hire that they're going to have to train, go through the whole 9 yards. So if you have that, persevere through. Get with your network, get with your connections, and then see what you can do in order to increase your income. Next up is going to be goal setting, okay? Have big goals with these. There's no reason to not have gigantic goals when it comes to your personal income, okay? If your goals are not big enough, okay, and people aren't making fun of you for it, then your goals are not big enough. And if they're not big enough, you're not going to work so hard to make them come true. All right. For example, you know, if you want to learn how to do coding, set a time for it, set a goal for it, set a tangible amount of time that you need to get where you need to be by a certain amount of time. Okay. Most people don't do this. All right. I mean, I try and get up at 4 a.m. every morning and write down my goals. All right. Short-term goals for the day, for the month, and even some goals for the year. All right. It's something you have to do because it's going to be keeping you accountable, and no one else is going to be keeping you accountable but yourself. Okay. So if you want to go out, you want to get that six-figure salary, you got to be setting high goals. All right, one of the next reasons why people aren't going to make a six-figure salary is because they don't have any tangible skills. All right, if you're, for example, we'll just use the coding software engineer analogy. If this is you, you should be utilizing all the resources you can on the internet to learn things like Python, C++, Java, those sort of things that can make yourself marketable to employers. If you're doing sales, for example, you could take all the Wolf on Wall Street sales trainings, read certain books, all right, read like the Challenger sale, other things that you can at least get yourself a little bit educated so you would know what to expect. Make yourself a little bit higher on the leverage table to employers, and hopefully land yourself in a job that's going to be 6 figures plus. The next thing that people do not do is they do not network. Okay, when I was starting to look for the jobs that I was doing, I was networking with everybody. Excuse me. I bought Sales Navigator on LinkedIn. I started shooting those out to everyone. Sales Navigator on LinkedIn will let you, DM people or send messages to them even though you're not connected to them. And I was just messaging everyone, be like, hey, I'd like to get a moment of your time, just sort of, see what the company is all about, see if I could be a fit, would love to be of service to you and your team, those sort of things. And then just getting feelers out, starting to get to know people, starting to get on phone calls. All right, other people that aren't making 6-figure salary jobs aren't doing this. They're stuck in a job that's sort of dead end. It's a 9 to 5. They do the same things over and over. All right, so how are you going to separate yourself from the people that are doing that 9 to 5 is by doing these things, doing the things that those people are not. And the next thing is thinking outside the box. Typical people that aren't making 6-figure salaries do not think outside the box. All right, they think of what is very finely constrained for them, what they've been taught from a young age. Say you just go to school, you get a job, you get married, that's it. Other people that are starting to find other avenues of wealth creation are not doing that. All right, they're thinking outside the box, outside the norm. They're talking to people. They're saying, hey, what can I do to increase this? What can I do to increase that? And then they're utilizing all the resources that they can to think outside of that box, get out of that box, forget about that box altogether, really. You just don't even need it. All right, so if you're trying to get that job, you got to think outside the box.